What a wonderful record of such great cars.
Oh,
Absolutely.
This is amazing, John. I mean, thanks for your input, because I mean, this is the definitive story of a privateer team taking on and beating the factory Porsche Works team. It's just incredible.
Yeah, it brings back just wonderful memories and a lot of friendships, and I relive it quite often, I must say.
Well, I can't believe it's like 20 years, or 40 years ago rather, that it was Brands Hatch in 1982 that the 956 debuted, and I was soaked to the skin at that racing in the mechanics grandstand at Paddock. Look behind us, no one else was there because they'd actually stopped the race from all the cars aquaplaning.
That's right.
And I think you were in that with the 935, and
That's
of course
right.
The following year, did you expect to have a 956 and be competing and beating the factory at that same circuit, I wonder?
I don't think at the time we knew they were going to sell them to the privateers. And
Right.
of course we had our name down right on at the start. You know,
Yeah.
I think we had 102.
You did, that's right, exactly. Yeah.
And I can't remember who had 101, but I was a bit...
No, that was Kramer actually. Yeah, Kramer
that was
got
Kramer,
car number
was
one.
it?
Bit
Yeah.
nearer to the factory to run round with their order, maybe.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But no, it was the greatest car I ever raced. I was so lucky to be around in that period. It was just fabulous. It was almost too easy to drive. That probably sounds a bit silly, but it really was a dream to drive.
I've got to say that is true, because I mean, I don't race at all. You know, I raced a little 3.2 Carrera 911 in the Porsche Club Championship for a couple of years and jumped straight into a Group C with a 20-second lead with Win Percy driving. And Win drove one of our 962s, and he said, you know, having driven the Jaguars that were such a tricky race car, like a formula car really, he got into the Porsche and he came and he said, well, that was really enjoyable. I don't think I went very fast then. I said, well, when you're actually on the front row of the grid, and he couldn't believe it. And they are like driving a fast 911 turbo, aren't they? I think they really work and they do what you'd like them to do. Yeah,
they are, and they got over the throttle delay, didn't they, as well? It was virtually an instant throttle response.
Yeah, I think the twin turbos helped that, because
yes,
of course with the 935 and all the IMSA 962s all ran a single turbo, and having driven one of those cars, I can tell you it's count to three and then hold on tight, whereas these they're so friendly to drive, and I guess that's why they won so many 24-hour races and so many 1,000-kilometre races. Yeah,
the 935 was a real beast, but this was, I won't say it's easy to drive because of the ground effects. It took a long time to sort of convince yourself that the car was going to stick.
Yes, yeah.
So from that point of view, it was probably difficult for private owners, but it generally was just a fantastic car, fabulous car.
Because I raced, of course, your Skull Bandit car in 2006 for the full season and was lucky enough to get class wins in every race. But again, it was fantastic. And in fact, one of the original engine development guys from Porsche was at the Nürburgring, and he said the 956 looks the most nimble through the chicane there, because they're the shorter wheelbase, of course, and that's as the car was originally designed. So they are just probably the greatest sports car of all time. I think Motorsport put on a magazine front cover at one stage, and it's great for Philip and yourself to let us publish a book like this that really gives the insight to the background before Group C, and then the story of the development, and then the later 956 you bought with the Skull Bandit, nearly beating the factory on their home turf in Nürburgring. I think 5.5 hours you were still well in the lead until there was a power cut and you couldn't get fuel into it. But the stories in here and all the photographs that you managed to supply us, it tells a story from the inside that people would be fascinated to read, I'm sure.
No, it brings back wonderful memories for me as well, and of course, you know, it's great for me to show my kids what I used to do, and hopefully my grandchildren when they arrive. So no, I think it's just the most fabulous record of the Porsches. Terrific.
Well, I think that you can also show your kids and potentially grandchildren as and when in the future is that 110 is nearing its completion now with Trevor Crisp, and it's still the most original car he's ever seen, and we're literally waiting for the engine, so we definitely will reunite the car with you at some stage during the year, and we'll have it out in public for the first time since it went to America in 1984.
I look forward to that, Henry. Really look forward to that.
Well, thanks, John. That's been a real pleasure, the whole journey, and looking forward to seeing you back in 110 sometime soon.
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you.